Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Some leftover late night jokes. There's that whole thing with the Queen, you know? James Corden had said more details emerging about the sensitive documents found inside Donald Trump's Florida home. It turns out some of those documents included information about a foreign nation's military defenses and their nuclear capabilities. It's pretty shocking. Hard to imagine such recklessness from an otherwise perfectly buttoned up administration. Colbert said, "How do you explain this to our allies?" "Don't worry, Prime Minister. Your country's nuclear secrets are perfectly safely stored at the Mar-a-Lago waffle bar between the syrup and the Nutella bucket." Corden, imagine being a guest at Mar-a-Lago and using the bathroom, and out of the corner of your eye, you notice something and you're like, hang on, is that Norway's nuclear codes? Dave Chappelle, in one of his shows last week, said, "A lot of people forget who Will Smith is." This from The Telegraph. Chappelle reminded fans about Smith's upbringing and the tough times he likely faced being raised in West Philadelphia. Chappelle spoke about Will Smith's rise to fame and then said, "The 10 minutes before he was about to get the biggest Oscars award, he acted like he was back in Philadelphia. Will did the impression of a perfect person for 30 years, and he ripped his mask off and showed us he was as ugly as the rest of us. Whatever the consequences are, I hope he doesn't put his mask back on again and let his real face breathe." Chappelle then added, "I see myself in both men." Dylan Moran told iNews, "I don't care about Dave Chappelle. I just don't care about a man's willingness to defend his ego. If you have something in the moment that's useful to say, then great. What is offensive and deeply boring is a strutting male ego, setting out the signs of what he thinks his position should be and using issues that really do matter to people. And they're not just issues, but blood and bone and facts of life for these people. And if you're talking about them as a desk toy or something to amuse you with, and you're an extremely influential, powerful figure, and now someone is dead, then I might have an issue with that, because that is not the same thing." From MovieWeb, Aries Spears went on a podcast to break his silence about that lawsuit involving the really icky sketch told you about last week. Spears said, "Listen, obviously for legal reasons, I really can't talk about anything at this time, but I just more or less want to say to all the loyal listeners, thank you guys for your support and your love. Listen, this is an extortion case." The Emmys are on tonight. Kenan Thompson is your host. I'm not going to do all the nominations, but the big ones. Best Comedy Series, your nominations are Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, What We Do in the Shadows. My personal pick would be Barry. I'll predict they give it to Only Murders in the Building because they like Steve Martin. Lead actor in a comedy series, Donald Glover, Atlanta, Bill Hader, Barry, Nicholas Hoult, The Great, Steve Martin, Only Murders, Martin Short, Only Murders, Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso. All right, so the Only Murders guys split the vote, which means Ted Lasso's kind of... Bill Hader is going to win, is my prediction. Lead actress in a comedy series, Rachel Brosnahan for Maisel, Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary, Kaylee Kuko for The Flight Attendant, Ellie Fanning for The Great, Issa Rae for Insecure, Jean Smart for Hacks. I'm going to predict Issa Rae wins it. Variety Talk Series, Daily Show with Trevor Noah, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Late Night with Seth Meyers, Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Well, Oliver never wins. Let's see. Emmy voters, they're not very creative. Kimmel's been around a long time. Kimmel's going to win. I may put out Tuesday's episode later than usual. Usually I publish the episodes at 3:05 a.m., but I might hold back the episode so I can recap the winners in tomorrow's podcast. We'll find out what happens tomorrow, right? All right, this next thing seriously is not a commercial. This is just something I saw. Today is National Chocolate Milkshake Day. All right? IHOP has announced that they're bringing back their Milkshake Monday holiday. I know this sounds like a commercial. It's not. You'll see where I'm going. Last year, they declared Milkshake Monday after Adam Sandler showed up at an IHOP in Manhasset, New York. This during COVID. Sandler was wearing a face mask. Sandler asked how long for a table. The hostess didn't recognize him, and he was told it would be 30 minutes, so he left. This was captured on TikTok. IHOP was sad, said, "Please come back." I don't blame Sandler for not wanting to wait 30 minutes, but on the other hand, even if he was like, "Don't you recognize me? I'm Adam Sandler," the hostess should say, "That's nice. The wait is 30 minutes. You don't have like IHOP VIP, Adam Sandler. You wait like everyone else, and I got here first. You can wait behind me." Anyway, Milkshake Monday is back. Now, what is very fascinating to me is in the press release for this thing, they didn't mention Sandler by name. It just said because of a comedian. I wonder what that's about. Are you following all this stuff with the royal family? Well, 2 ways you can do it. 1, listen to Palace Intrigue, wherever you get your shows. That's the podcast I'm the writer for. We talk about the royal family, and this is the all-time biggest story ever. So we've been quite busy over at Palace Intrigue. And the other thing you can do, if you have ExpressVPN, you can reroute your connection to a server in a country of your choice. Say, for example, England. Making geo-restrictions a thing of the past. Now, what would you do with that, Johnny Mac? Why would you want your internet to think you were in England? Well, say you did that and you wanted to watch BBC coverage. You know, the American news channels are nice, but the BBC is going to kind of nail the whole royal thing. You know what I'm saying? Plus, it's commercial-free. Plus, they have British people voicing it. You know, a lot cooler than, say, Anderson Cooper doing it. So ExpressVPN allows you to reroute your connection to a server in a country of your choice, making geo-restrictions a thing of the past. That's all you need to know. You know, there's other stuff you could do, like Netflix has different shows in different countries, and some of the other streamers, you know, there's the whole world out there you could check. If you sign up now for a 1-year package, you'll get 3 extra months free. It's a limited time offer for Daily Comedy News listeners. All right, Johnny Mac, what do I got to do? You got to go to expressvpn.com/DCN, expressvpn.com/DCN. Get an additional 3 months of ExpressVPN for free when you sign up for a 1-year package. From Yahoo, Kate Berlant has created a comedy masterpiece in her show, Kate. The reviews I am seeing for the show, Kate, basically, it is the Beatles reunion. It is Eddie Murphy getting back on stage and doing 90 minutes of comedy, apparently. Kate Berlant has created a comedy masterpiece. Yahoo writes, the joke is not isolated, but threaded into a subversive, engrossing comedy of ambition, character, and the nature of storytelling and performance itself, and who the Kate in front of us and the Kate she's playing and the Kate who plays characters for a living really are. Yeah, that's a lot of Kates, and Berlant is an illuminating riot burrowing into every layer of them. Berlant's Kate is a masterpiece. And if you have the opportunity to go see it, you must. It isn't a play, it isn't stand-up, it's a piece of theater, a personal piece of theater, very funny, and then, just when you're immersed in its absurdity, its laughter at itself and everything around it, it pierces you emotionally. It's 90 minutes of shape-shifting virtuosity. How about that for a review? All right, and Vulture put out their list of comics to watch. I've been picking away at this. Today's comics to watch, and it's a really good list. You should pay attention to Vulture when they put this list out. Lisa Gilroy. She used to host a popular Canadian children's show, The Zone. Gilroy is a character chameleon who can slip into an upper register to play a misbehaving 5th grade boy on a school trip, or flatten out her accent to become the friendly LA hostess who's paid to neg you, or play a garbled, disturbed personification of a period. In the comments section on her TikToks, viewers compare her to Jenna Marbles or Kristen Bell, which certainly gets her funniest girl in the sorority energy. But Gilroy tempers it all with more of an edge, like when she narrates a skincare routine that slowly escalates into murder. So that's Lisa Gilroy, one of your comics to watch. And that's your comedy news for today. Like I said, I may put out the Tuesday episode a little later than usual. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you get your shows. See you tomorrow.